event happened in April. It was before the leaves were out, and the trees were still kind of stark. The seagrass, which is usually green, is here sort of a grayish brown, a taupey kind of color. This is the boatyard, which is where the boats are stored for the summer, so there are still a lot of boats in here. There are very few boats actually in the harbor. This is the harbor that leads out that way to the Sound. Long Island is over that way. This is facing northeast. The storm is coming from the east, where this dark part is, and going right along the harbor. And you can see the last rays of the sunlight heading out. Now there are two trees over here which don't really have any leaves yet, one of whom seem to have lost a limb down in here. There's this diagonal pulling you across to the trees this way, and then there's the arches coming in this way, pulling you through the water. The water has white caps because it's very rough. There's a wind picking up, and it's pushing the water against the seagrass. The lights from the rainbow are sort of making the, the horizon line along here sort of glow as it spills down on the trees and the houses around it. And the lights and the dark seem to come out very, very strongly because the sky was getting so dark. So everything that was white seemed to really pop out at you and get very exaggerated looking. And that's how this sort of feels. What I'm going to do is finish up a little bit more in the trees over in here, and then I'm going to go in for a close-up so you can see the difference again of the texture. Again, this is paper, and when you paint on paper, it tends, to me, to be a little bit thinner than a canvas. But there's still a lot of texture going on, especially in the seagrass and the water, and that you can feel, especially also with the trees, which help give the quality of like the trees if it's sort of a scratchy technique, and the water where one color sort of slides into another as it would in actual water. All right. Here we are with the finished piece, and now I'm going to take you in for a close-up. So you can see the difference between this painting on paper and painting on canvas. One is thinner paint that is usually on the paper. Okay. We're going in even closer. You can see how the boats are suggested with just very simple lines and the houses in the background. Are nothing more than little tiny shapes. There's not a lot of detail. You don't need it. You're just suggesting what's going on across the harbor. See how thin the paint is where the sky is and the trees in the way background? The paint gets thicker in the foreground, so you get a little bit of texture. This is the finished piece, the double rainbow in the harbor. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. It was fun to do this. It was actually fun to see it happening. Have a great day.